G'day everyone, my name's Will and welcome to the September edition of Australian Model Railway News. We'll take a look at all the updates and announcements from various manufacturers in the Australian model railway industry, as well as exhibition updates. Australian Model Railway News and other videos on the channel are made possible with the support from patrons on Patreon. And if you'd like to join the community, there's a link in the description where you can support the channel from $1 a month. Videos on this channel are also made possible with support from the Scale Models Supply, who make high quality paints, weathering powders and modelling tools, and use code WillJamesRailways at checkout to get 10% off all your orders, as well as ABR Modelworks, where viewers of Australian Model Railway News can receive a 10% discount with the code AMRN22 at checkout. And lastly, don't forget to check out my website, willjamesrailways.com, for railway related merchandise and photographs, which is always being updated regularly. And if you are new here, don't forget to be subscribed so you don't miss out on any videos that are coming out in the future. Anyway, let's get into the news. So to kick off this month, a new manufacturer, Mahers Models, who are about to release their first kit. They've said that in the coming weeks they will be releasing a Melbourne E-Class tram model kit. Base model will be in HO scale and will contain chassis for both a static and powered model to suit a 10-Shido motor bogie. Along with 3 car shells, this kit will include decals, windows and a pantograph. In addition, they will also have dress-up kits for Comengers, being the 2000 refurb with Alstom front and Metro decals, as produced by Paul's 3D Prints. Also in future releases, a B-Class tram and IEV 120, Victoria's latest track and overhead inspection vehicle. For more information or to place an expression of interest, don't hesitate to contact Craig or visit their Mahers Models website. Phil Overton has released a new book, Model Railway Trackside Tips. This book marks Philip's 15th book release and his second model railway book. Now, Philip has said this is not intended to be a definitive book on track design nor wiring. Instead, he wanted to produce a book that covered all the other stuff that often gets overlooked when building a layout. So he's tried to cover areas such as surface preparation, distinguishing curvature, adding track elevation, and explaining the basics of track radius, diameter, and the total required width for a curve. Then there are all the other tips and tricks to enhance the appearance of commercially produced track, while still aiming for reliable performance. Adding grime and abandoned sidings has become one of his favourite elements. There's sure to be something for everyone in this book, and after 40 years experience in the hobby, Philip's been able to produce a book that will help modelers get their track looking good and running great for the first time. It's a book that we all wish we had a copy of decades ago. The book features all of his own modelling and photography, and once again 100% produced and printed on demand right here in Australia. This book is available as well as Philip's other book, Build a Bookshelf Layout, and will be in stock and available through Australian Modeller in Sydney, Train World in Brighton, Modeller's Warehouse in Brisbane, plus direct from the publisher at Blurb. Now, I have a copy of it here, and I also have an extra copy to give away, so stay tuned to the end of the video to find out how you could possibly win yourself one of these. In news from Auscision, they have now added the HO scale 49 class locomotive to their website. Although no information for now is available, aside from the image on the website that says that it's due in 2023. Although the 49 class was teased in February 2021 on Facebook, and they have previously run the model in O-gauge. They have now released photos of the N-scale and HFF coal hopper painted sample sitting next to the HO scale model, plus a BGKF grain hopper. Auscision have said that there is no official details, pricing or release dates available for any of their N-scale product. However, once the models leave the factory, they will update everyone with this information. The indigenous NR class locomotives in both DCC and DC have arrived, although these models sold out before they even hit the shore, and it would now seem that they are on eBay at more than double the original price. With that arrival, it would appear that the South Australian Railways AHGX grain hoppers are now in stock. They're available in 15 different packs, which are from the original run plus 2 new GWA packs. These and other products can be found on the Australian Modeller website. And lastly, they have teased an AN class rerun. Via Instagram, Auscision said they will be doing a rerun of the HO Scale AN class, planned with new numbers and ESU Lock Sound 5 planned for 2023. Ixion Models have said that they are on track to have their HO Scale Victorian Railways LF Bogie Sheep Wagon and MF Bogie Cattle Wagon manufactured this year. Ixion is producing 3,000 of each model and are to be sold in 3 packs and single packs of each type with no mixed packs. After online consultation with modelers via their Facebook page, the models will be fitted with genuine KD 158 scale knuckle couplers and will have separate doors on one side of the wagon, included in the packaging, to allow the fitting of scale sheep or cattle into the compartment. It seemed obvious to offer this option, as for 50% of their journeys in this vehicle would have had no occupants. These doors will simply glue on. There will be 8 on the sheep wagon, 1 for each compartment, and 1 large double door with the cattle wagons. Once the first pilot models are available, Ixion will work with 3D printing company West Edge 3D to create full colour 3D printed loads, so no painting will be required. That will just slip straight into the wagon's empty interior. They've said that the next Loco from Ixion will be a rerun of the HO Scale Victorian Railways J-Class 280, with both preserved numbers J549 and J515 being rerun, accompanied by some new numbers as well. This could be in your hands as soon as the first quarter of 2023. They've also added that the HO Scale Victorian Railways A2460 steam locomotive is still in the planning stages. With all the variations across the working life of the class, producing all variations would mean tooling what are most effectively 2 separate locomotives. And this is not affordable at present, so only one variation will be produced initially. It's very likely that this will be as the class appears in preservation, similar to A2.8 box driving wheels and a wall shot valve gear. The first photo of the pilot model of Casula's Z12 locomotive has arrived. This will be a ready-to-run model which comes with DC and DCC sound. Z12s are now available for pre-order at a discounted price and will include free postage until the end of November 2022, and that price being $750. These models are expected to arrive between the end of 2022 and early 2023. Argyle Locomotive Works are now taking pre-orders for the Victorian Railways NA class locomotive. This 262T in 1/19th scale or 32 or 45mm is available for pre-order through Argyle Locomotive Workshops, with 12 versions being developed. This model was last produced in 2014, and they said that the model quickly sold out and has been in constant demand since. So they're delighted to announce that this is the second batch of this iconic and much loved Puffing Billy model, with an estimated delivery slated for 2024. With prices starting from $4,290 up to $4,720. Victorian Railways 3D Models have released a huge range of Victorian Railway HO scale brass and fine detail plastic railway gates on their Shapeways shop, with prices from $30 to $50 depending on design and size. As well as that, they do of course have an extensive catalogue of 3D printed parts available. Scale Model Supply have now released 4 new hyperchrome markers. These would make applying chrome paint easy to apply. For example, the gold pens would be a great way to paint small brass details on locomotives. A marker will cost you anywhere from $12.95 for the 0.5mm tip up to $14.95 for the 3mm tip. However, don't forget that you can save 10% off all orders at SMS just by using the code WillJamesRailways at checkout. Ballantyne Designs have a quick update for those waiting for the ARM 38 class etchers. The 38 class etchers have been quoted, paid for, and are currently in queue for production by PPD in Scotland, with an estimated arrival in October at this stage. The final versions are laid out in these images, and each sheet will cater for a single locomotive. They'll feature guard irons with 2 versions, 1 straight attachment and 1 small tab to give extra surface area for gluing. Eccentric, 2 versions, 1 as per the test sample, and 1 slightly shortened. Cab windows with 4 versions of the left and right hand sides, which will allow typical cab window openings from the ever so slightly shut to all the way fully closed, based on common practice and period photographs. Each sheet will cost $15 due to current prices, with postage and packaging being around $12 flat rate per order. So if you are keen on getting one of these kits, just reach out to Ballantyne Designs via email or social media. A couple of updates from SDS Models, who told us a little bit more about the LLW and NWLF well wagons. 3 wagons were constructed by the railway workshops between 1953 and 1954, coded as LLW and numbered 130, 159 and 750. These 46-foot long depressed centre well wagons were designed to carry heavy and over-height loads, originally delivered with plain bearing bogies and buffers. They later received roller bearing bogies and later had their buffers removed. These could carry loads up to 50 tonnes distributed over the bogies or up to 38 tonnes distributed over the well section. Their versatility ensured they remained available for traffic until well into the 1990s. As well as that, the X200 Series 1 diesel rail tractor loads. 6 rail tractors were constructed with the inner bogie of an AD60 locomotive, built by the Water Supply Plant and Equipment Works in 1963 to 1964. These tractors shunted various town centres and workshop locations. These locomotives were transported on depressed centre well wagons when requiring servicing at Everley. These are non-powered wagon loads, however they do have rotating wheels and connecting rods. As for pricing, they'll be priced at $88 per pack, or $220 with the X200 included, or $154 for an unpowered locomotive. SDS also announced KB bulk mail vans, with 2 options available in Tuscan and Indian red to represent eras from the 1930s to the 1960s respectively. These are currently priced at $125 each with order forms on their website, and they are currently due in the first quarter of 2023. And lastly, from both SDS and Phoenix Reproductions, they've said that a rerun of the D3s will be here in about 2 weeks from this video coming out. As well as that, a rerun of S trucks will be here in about 3 weeks, with packs S21, 23, 35 and 37. AKEX wagons will also be here in about 4 to 6 weeks, as well as that, a rerun of the SCOs. They've also said that Mark II 81 class locomotives are now not too far away, with the 900 class also set to arrive in late November to December. Finally, the 700 steel cars set to arrive in early 2023, however, it could be earlier than that. Paul's 3D prints. Paul Sutton has released 2 new prints, a VR portable station, which I picked up at the AMRA show in Kyneton this month, as well as that of Victorian Railways C-Type Guards van. Paul's prints can be found on his Facebook page as well as exhibitions, and he has an ever-growing range, so if there is something you're after, reach out to him via Facebook or email. Ron at Ron's Trees now has his website up and operating. And talking from my personal experience, these trees are excellent. They are really well built and excellent quality. And it was a very simple transaction to order trees from Ron just via email. Ron has also offered 10% off for viewers of the show. So any purchase over $100, simply mention me or these videos and he'll knock off 10%. News from On-Track Models. They've said that their 40-foot louver vans are almost ready in the factory and that they are being held while the 56-foot vans are being finished. These are expected to dispatch out of the factory in mid-November, at this stage with an early delivery mid-December. Pre-orders will commence at a minute past midnight on October 1st. The pre-order price for these will be $195 per pack of 3 vans, rising to $225 once they reach their warehouse. So if you are after a set or 2, head over to On-Track Models website. Some news from Elite Model Services. They finally have another shipment of ESU decoders and now have adequate stock, which means that some of their delays for servicing work will be getting underway. They've got an update on the 620 class locomotive, which is that they've received new design axles back from machining. They've made a design change to reduce the axle diameter, where it presses against the hub of the drive wheel. The 620 and 520 drive wheels have very fine profiles, and to keep the wheel accurate with the South Australian Railways drawings, it was decided to reduce the axle diameter to provide more material for the centre hub. Thus, this will prevent any weakness or cracking of the part, another step to ensure a high quality product. They are also arranging photo etchers to be done for the pickups and electrical requirements, and this will be an ongoing process to refine. Finally, after what feels like forever, the South Australian Railways 4-wheel sheep and cattle vans are now available for purchase on their website. These are in 4 packs and in stock and available for dispatch. They have made a last-minute revision to the underframes for these, which will stop the warping previously experienced with their pre-production versions. Linden's trains have now received the first sample of the ready-to-run G&W 830 class locomotive in N-scale. Linden has said there still needs to be a couple of changes to the paintwork, and the Loco will include an air conditioner unit and roof heat reflector as components to be separately applied depending on which Loco and what period you want. And lastly, a new release from Narrow Gauge Down Under, which is a magazine which focuses on lighter lines, with emphasis on great layouts, interesting prototypes, and how-to articles. They aim for the active, more experienced modeler, with a balance of Australian and overseas content. The magazine issues quarterly in full colour and is available through subscriptions, as well as securely online, hobby shop stockists, and many newsagents. The October issue has a range of features that will suit all interests. A compact UK-themed layout on ON 16.5, building a harbour scene using commonplace and recycled models, Australia's quarantine railways, a neat freelancing concept. Queensland's Country Women's Association cottages create simple, realistic rust with techniques from military modelling, and step-by-step wooden bridge in a 1/4 inch scale. So that's all for news and announcements from the Australian model railway manufacturers for September 2022. So let's take a look at all the upcoming exhibitions in Australia. On the 1st to the 3rd of October, the Lithgow and District Model Railway Club will be holding their open day. Their club is located in the former stores building at the Eskbank station. Junee Roundhouse will be holding a 75th celebration, and HO scale layout, the Fungra Spiral, will be on display at the Junee Ex-Services Club. On October 2nd, Rail Heritage West Australia will be holding Railfest, which aside from the 1-to-1 scale trains, there will also be model trains on display and a swap cell meet. Goulburn on the 7th to 9th of October, the National N-Scale Convention will be held. The Goulburn Valley Rail Club will be having a one-day show in Mooroopna, Victoria. AMRA Queensland will hold their open day on the 15th of October at their club rooms in Zilmere. Hobart Model Train Show will be happening on the 15th and 16th of October at the PTYC Sports Stadium in New Norfolk. The Sunbury Model Railway Club will have their train show on the 15th and 16th of October at the St Anne's Church Hall. Geltwood Festival on the 15th and 16th of October in Millicent, South Australia at the RSL Hall. They've said that 5 or 6 layouts will be present, including one from interstate. And they've said that the money will be going to their newly formed Limestone Coast Model Railway Group. The New England Convention 2022 will be held on the 22nd and 23rd of October at the Armadale Bowling Club. The Grampian Model Railroaders Incorporated will have an open day on the 5th and 6th of November at the Stall Railway Goods Shed. On Sunday, the 6th of November, the Railway Modelers of Queensland will hold a buy-swap sell day at their club rooms in Brendale, Queensland. The All Gauges Model Railway Club in Belmont, Brisbane will be holding a model train sale on the 27th of November. In 2023, on January 28th and 29th, the Corio Model Railway Club will hold their annual exhibition in Geelong West. On May 20th and 21st, the Latrobe Valley Model Railway Association will be holding a new exhibition in Warragul. The 15th Australian Narrow Gauge Convention will be hosted during the Easter long weekend, April 7th to 9th in 2023 in Melbourne, and AMRA Western Australia will be holding its annual exhibition on June 3rd to 5th at the Claremont Showgrounds. So that was all for model railway exhibitions and open days. If you're in a model railway club, please don't hesitate to email me a copy of your flyer so I can add it to this video to help support your event. Now, if you are going along to any of these exhibitions or open days, which one are you going to? Let us know in the comments. So, something I mentioned earlier in the video, which is win a copy of Phil Overton's latest book. If you'd like to win a copy of this, head over to my website where there is a form that you can fill out and let me know why you want to win this. To enter this, you do have to live in Australia, and I will also sweeten the deal and I will throw in a beanie. It will be the State Rail Authority one. So there you go. You can win a book and a beanie by simply filling out a form, and I will announce the winner in next month's episode. So once again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much to the sponsors of this video. If you do want to find out more about the sponsors, anything I mentioned, or my own website, all the links are in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all again next month. Hooroo!